Welcome to my YouTube channel, Mixed Girl POV, where I share my point of view on what's good. Thank you so much for tuning in today, fellow patriots. Now, Kamala. Let's talk. Well, where to begin? Just when you thought that this crazy election cycle couldn't get any more crazy, look who rolls into town in her white carriage with her white knight for her coronation. If it isn't Kamala Harris. They call her half black and half Indian or black. They call it black, who knows. But anyhow, the African Americans, they claim her. They are so geeked up about her. But the thing is, she doesn't even claim them. Isn't that hilarious? Meaning the African Americans, are super duper ooper. Is that a word? Geeked up, right? They are so pumped up and fired up and this upped and that upped, whatever upped about her. But if Kamala had her way, not only would she likely choose to be not black, I don't think she'd even choose to be Indian either. I firmly believe that she would choose to be white if she could. Isn't that weird? We know that's the new buzzword, right? For the left, that's how they're referring to Trump and Vance these days. So weird. Well, isn't that weird how elected leaders who are women of color on the left demonize Caucasian people, especially Caucasian men? But many are indeed married to or booed up with Caucasian men? I can rattle off a list of these women. You can check out my AOC parody where I reference that. I'll place the link in the description box below so you can have a little laugh on me. On AOC. But according to these women, those men are the enemies. But they must make for good lovers. Wink, wink. They like to sleep with their enemies, these women. I don't understand. Help it make sense. Make it make sense to me, fellow patriots. Nothing they do makes any freaking sense. Back to the train wreck called Kamala. Trump calls her Lion Kamala. That's a lion spelled with an I-N at the end. I would call her Kamala the Chameleon, or Kamala, not the great, but Kamala the fake. Check this out. Someone actually thought it was a good idea to put Kamala the fake, Kamala the Chameleon, on the BET Music Awards show recently. Now, I don't normally watch BET at all. I don't watch BET. However, a family member saw an old song being performed and asked for me to check it out while I was chatting with her on the phone. I tuned in once I had to scramble to find out what channel it is because I don't even know the channel. But anyways, once I tuned in, I saw the song or whatever, and I happened to leave that mess playing in the background on the TV while I continued to chat on the phone. Well, don't you know, while that sorry award show was on, guess who popped up on the screen? Kamala the fake. She was pretending to have some phone chat with an actress named Taraji. On their stupid little phone call scene, Kamala says to Taraji that she says, "Girl, I've been out in dim streets." Yes, dim spelled D-E-M. That's how she pronounced it. Dim. And I was like, I almost dropped my phone. I was like, wait. I'm like, what streets? You don't hang out in any streets, Kamala. You don't hang out with, associate with people who live in or who are on dim streets. Girl, bye. Who are you kidding? You're not kidding anyone on the right and some of us in the middle, because we know that you, Kamala, live in your gated house and your gated community with your personal security guards and everything. You live so far from dim streets that she wouldn't be able to, that you, Kamala Harris, couldn't even name one street in your nearest hood except for Martin Luther King Boulevard. And why is that? Because every hood has an MLK Boulevard. That's the only one she could guess. Now you, Kamala, and people like you live in your gated community and all that stuff. But you don't relate to the people who elected you. You don't relate to the people who needed you the most, who need you the most. Now, people can live in a gated community and still be relatable and humble and have some kind of sense. But oftentimes, these rich Democrats don't seem to be those kind of people. There is nothing street about Kamala the fake. There is not one tiny thing about her or about what she does that says she's ever been in dim streets. She's such a fake. She just tries to be whatever or whoever she needs to be in that moment to win a vote from a person of color. Hence, Kamala the Chameleon. She was a DEI hire. Biden said he was going to pick someone like her. So when the Democrats are asking people, Republicans and people on the right, was she a DEI hire? The answer is heck yes. It wasn't for her brains. It wasn't for her outstanding work on creating policies that make sense and help the people who needed her the most. Speaking of her policies, I would like to share some things about Kamala Harris and her record, because God knows that we are not going to hear straight from her own unscripted mouth during this election cycle, because she will stay away from the live Q&As and the live interviews on Fox News or some other right-leaning news agency. We know that she won't answer random questions on the spot from people on the street. Did you know she's never been on Fox News ever? Why? Because she's scared to go on Fox News or any other right-leaning news agency. Remember how Biden ran a basement campaign because he was not able-bodied and he was not able-brained? Kamala can't run a basement campaign because she's able-bodied, but she's not able-brained. She's definitely not able-brained. She's just as brain dead as Biden. The only way we'll have any idea of what kind of president she will be is based off of what kind of vice president she's been and what she said while running for a failed campaign for the presidency before, and the nonsense she was saying when she was an elected official, the Senate. So, as far as her vice presidency is concerned, there's not much to say. There really isn't anything to say because she hasn't done a thing. Can someone name one thing that this woman has done for this country as our vice president? Can someone name one thing? She was given one job, and that was to be our border czar. And she has failed miserably at properly securing our border or solving any of our problems at the border. And we know why, right? Because she's able-bodied, but she's not able-brained. According to Fox News on August 2nd, these are some of her far left-leaning beliefs that this not able-brained vice president has. She has co-sponsored legislation to protect illegal immigrants from deportation. In other words, she wants to keep them right here. She wants them here, most definitely, because she wants them to turn into future Democrat votes. She has supported decriminalizing illegal border crossings. In other words, she wants an open border, wide open, which is what the Biden and Harris administration has done quite effectively. Not able-brained Harris has even said that we should not call them illegal immigrants. But that's exactly what they are. So guess what? I'm still going to call them criminals because that's what they've done, invading our country, breaking into our country. They're illegal immigrants, and I'm going to call them illegal immigrants, and I'm going to call them criminals. I don't care what part of the world they came from or anything like that. If they come here illegally, they're criminals. They're illegals. They're illegal immigrants, and they need to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. She has backed defunding the police. Well, she does not back the blue. What's new? Many people on the left don't back the blue. Nothing new there. She has promoted getting rioters out of the jail by encouraging her followers to donate to that stupid cause. I say that everyone who wants these soft on crime policies should have to personally house these criminals that they keep releasing. They should have to, the criminals, should have to stay in these people's personal homes and inside of their gated communities. A bus should drop them off personally at each of these fools' houses. That's how I feel. That would be so epic to watch, wouldn't it? I think it's foolish to have soft on crime policies. How's that working out in all these big, blue, Democrat-led cities? Not so well. Not so good. You get a big fat F in my book. Anyhow, she has supported banning fracking, but she has all of a sudden changed her mind on that. It will be interesting to see how many other things not able-brained Harris may flip-flop on. These are just some of the many reasons why not able-brained Harris is a train wreck of a candidate for presidency. It's almost comical or terribly sad to say her name and the word candidate and presidency in the same sentence. Harris for president, Harris is running for president. Any of a combination of those words, it's really sad to say, quite honestly. That's like, of all the Democrats in their party, Kamala Harris, Kamala the fake, Kamala the chameleon, was the best person, man or woman, that they could come up with to run for president on their side. Oh my gosh, this is... I know that I and many other people with good common sense would vote for a woman for president if we thought that she was the best candidate for the job. I know that many people would vote for a person of color. I know that many people would vote for a person of color for president if we thought that he or she was the best candidate for the job. However, let me say this. I will not vote for anyone because I am a woman and she's a woman too. You have to earn my vote. And I will not vote for someone based on the color of their skin. Someone has to earn my vote. And I believe that Dr. Martin Luther King wouldn't want us to vote on based off of those things either. He was for equal rights. He was for judging people based on the content of their character, not the color of their skin. But there's people who are going to vote for Kamala Harris simply because she's a woman and they're a woman too. Or there's people who are going to vote for her because, they're African American and they think she's African American too. She doesn't think it, but who cares? They're going to vote for her because their skin complexions are similar or close-ish. There's going to be people who vote for Kamala Harris because they're a woman and they're a woman of color. And they're simply going to vote for her because she's a woman and she's a woman of color. I would like to submit to everyone, please don't vote for anyone because of their sex, what they were born as, or what they claim or relate to or whatever. And please don't vote for someone because of the color of their skin. What is this country coming to where we're going backwards? I thought we're supposed to be going forward and moving away from people's color of skin and all this nonsense. But we are indeed going backwards by going off these identity policies and these identity politics and all this stuff, DEI and all of this. No, please. Vote for the person who is the best for the job. Like if you couldn't see them, right? You couldn't visually see them. And if you didn't know anything about them, but all you saw was maybe the list of their accomplishments, the things that they have done, the policies they've passed, the things that they believe, who would you vote for if you didn't know what gender they were or identified as, or if you didn't know what color skin they have? If you couldn't hear their voice to help give you a clue as to who's, oh, that's a woman, oh, that's a man, who would we vote for? I will always vote for the person who I think is the most qualified for the job. And for this election cycle, and for the previous 2 election cycles, I will vote for Donald J. Trump. So let's talk. What are your thoughts about her candidacy? Was she the best person to run for the Democrats? And if you don't think so, who might it be? Who would you have recommended? Do you think that Trump will win against her? Why or why not? Please like this video. Please comment down in the comment section below. Please subscribe and please share out this video, Patriots. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care and God bless. See you next time.